Hey y'all, it's August. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. And as you can see by the title, today we are just going to be doing some makeup for class together. There's going to be a super simple beat. Only have one class today, so yeah, I just want to do my makeup and it's going to be super simple. So I have all the things out right here that I'm going to use, and let's just get straight into it. So first thing I go in with is my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This stuff really does work. It really does. I feel like it just helps my makeup not only stay on longer, but stay where I put it, stay in place longer. And I just really like it. So I just kind of dab it, rub, dab. I do a little bit of both, to be honest. It everywhere. And then I'll just kind of leave it there for like 30 seconds. Once I feel like it's done. Once I'm done dabbing it, I just leave it alone for a good 20-30 seconds. It says that on the directions, just to help absorb and activate grip prior to makeup application. So we're gonna leave this on for a few seconds and then I will show y'all my first makeup step. Okay, it's been about 20-30 seconds. Next thing we're gonna go on with is skin tint and concealer. Now these are both Fenty Beauty. This is their Easy Drop Blurring Skin Tint and their We're Even Hydrating Long Wear Concealer. The skin tint is in 18. The concealer is in 350C. Now I don't use the skin tint all over my face. Like I said, it's really simple, not too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with concealer first, and I just use concealer under my eye, to be honest, or anywhere that I feel like I need concealer. I also have a pimple patch on my face right here, so just in case y'all see that. So like right here I got a little discoloration, just anywhere where I feel like I might need a tiny bit, just spot correcting at this point. And then because we're going into, well, we're in fall and we're going into winter, my concealer is a little bit too light for me now, so I have to add in a few drops of my skin tint, which is why I have that. So I'll just add in the tiniest bit of drops near where I put my concealer. Forgot to get my brushes out, you guys. Let's do that. I take, all my brushes are Real Techniques. This is their Expert Concealer brush, and I take that skin tint, apply it in between where I put it, and then I just blend this all together. This helps a lot because my concealer was perfectly fine for summer. It blended in great, but now it's just a little, like, it's very bright and pale, if that makes sense. So just take my brush, dab, 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 and I do create a little bit of a line here, as you can see, but we'll blend that out in just a second. Blend, 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 blend. So I kind of sweep it up, as y'all just saw, and then I put it where I put the concealer. And then I do try to remember to always look up when I'm putting concealer under my eye so it doesn't crease. But then it's also like, dang, I can't see what I'm doing. So it's a little difficult. And then to blend it a little bit more, I'm going to take my Hello Kitty Beauty Blender and just kind of really dab that in there. Sometimes I'll also use my finger because the warmth from my finger just helps to what am I saying? Whoa. The warmth from my finger helps to blend in my makeup. Whoa. I don't know what just happened there. I'm leaving that in too, because what? That was hilarious. Okay. Yes, girl. And then I just keep doing this until I feel like we're looking seamless. Yep, perfect. Okay. Woo! After that, we're gonna go in with liquid blush. For liquid blush, I have the Cali Ray Blurry Blush in Dream State. Yep, in Dream State. So we're gonna apply her. I have to be very careful when opening this because it like hardens around the opening and it makes a mess. I haven't even had this for that long, so I'm not sure why it does that, but. And then I just put, oof, that's not enough product, is it? I just put it where I want it. For liquid blush, I always go higher than the apples of my cheek. I'm gonna go in with powder blush. That will be right on the apples of my cheek. I take my Real Techniques buffing brush. This is in number 204. And then I will literally just pat that right where I put it. Try not to go too high, not too low. Just pat it in right where I placed it. And then I love doing circular motions to actually help blend it. So I pat it to make sure it stays in the place where I put it, but then I do circular motions to actually blend it. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. And I have blush blindness, so not too much on me. I love blush, so I use a lot. If you are not a fan of a lot of blush, you can obviously use way less than I did. It is perfectly okay. Do whatever makes you feel good, queen. But yeah, y'all, I only have one class today. This week has been like such a chill week. It is Wednesday, November 12th. And this has been like my first week where it's like a waiting period basically, because we're in between like final season, but also like we just took our second exams in most of my classes, or even my third exams. So it's just kind of like more of a waiting season because I'm still being taught the info that's going to be on the final and all that other stuff. So it's been chill, but I'm also like, it's the calm before the storm basically. Now we're going to bake all this. I know it looks real pink, y'all. It's also probably from my brush because I'm going to show you the powder blush that I use, and it's very pigmented. So I think that definitely mixed in with the Cali Ray a little bit, because the Cali Ray is not like, it's pigmented, but it's not this pigmented. Okay, for baking, we're using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake in banana bread. So whoa, you can see that, all that powder. Now when I bake, I put my powder puff on the back of my hand after I put it in the powder, just to make sure no excess powder is going on my face and making me look like a ghost. So I will pat it back of my hand and then I'll put it under my eye. And I really only bake under my eye. I'm gonna use a different powder to help with like the oils on my face and stuff like that. But yeah, and then I literally will just sweep back up all the powder I just put on the back of my hand, and I'll use that to bake under my other eye. Ooh, that's a lot of powder. Yay, that's what I need. And then I just bake under my eye. You guys, when I'm not recording, this takes me like less than 10 minutes to do, but because I'm recording and like yapping to y'all, it takes me a little bit longer. I doubt this video will even be long, to be honest, because I just don't do very much. After that, we're gonna let that sit for a little bit. I think we'll move on to brows. I use the Sephora Shape and Set Clear Brow Gel. Very simple. I just brush them. This just helps them stay in place. I don't fill my brows or anything like that because, as you can see, they're full enough. They're starting to look like caterpillars because they're starting to grow out of the shape. My mom does my eyebrows with like a little eyebrow razor, so they're starting to grow out of that shape, and whenever they grow out of that shape, I do not like them because they just look like caterpillars. So I'll apply some of that on there. I brush them where I want them, and then I just take my pinky and I just apply pressure and I swipe. Remove so much excess product because I don't really like the feeling of product on my brows. It's a little bit weird, but for me this also helps me put them where I want them to stay in place. Next thing, we're gonna do the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder in 355. This is what I use to help with the oil on my face. This is pretty much my skin tone, and I focus this heavily on my T-zone, the forehead. Do y'all see that? Like, I love this stuff. It just sucks all the oil from my face. I don't know if y'all can see, but I get oily like right around here. Do y'all see the difference before and after? Like, that's crazy. If there's one product I would say get, it is this powder for my oily girls. Like, anything matte, to be honest, but this powder just works so well. And then if I put a little bit on the sides, just because my blush can be a lot sometimes. So yeah, now I'm gonna take, this is like my skin tint brush where I would use for my skin tint. This is the Real Techniques contour brush, and I will simply use this to blend where I put that powder on the sides, just so it looks seamless and it doesn't look cakey or anything, since we did just bake right there. So I like to blend it a little bit, and then I'll also blend on top of the bake, just the tiniest bit, using very soft motions. And I'm making sure I'm avoiding my actual bright under eye here, just going over where I put the blush. And that's how we're looking so far. Looking good, looking good. I think next thing we'll do mascara, and then we'll get into powder blush. I will use the Cali Ray. I want to use black today, not the brown. This is the only black one I have. This is the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water Clean Mascara. I think we're gonna use this one. I haven't used this one in a bit, and I really like it. So for mascara, you already know you make the crazy woman face, and then you apply it to the best of your abilities. This one, I feel like, so that's why it depends on the day. I feel like if there's one thing I could tell you to do, is have multiple mascaras depending on your mood. Sometimes I want a brown mascara, I use the Too Faced Better Than Sex and Chocolate. If I want my lashes to look like oof, like I'm here, I want you to see me, I use the Fenty Beauty in the volumizing. But sometimes if I just want my lashes to look long, not really looking for too much volume, then the Cali Ray is perfect for that. I am 90% sure this is also waterproof given the name. I don't remember if it said waterproof on the box, but I do believe this is waterproof. Oh, y'all almost lost me. I was so close to poking my eye. That was scary. Okay, I literally was so close to poking my eye. That was terrifying. Okay, I do top and bottom. I do a pretty thick layer. Yeah, y'all really almost lost. Y'all almost lost the queen there. That was scary for the both of us, right? But yeah, I literally cannot stand filming and putting on mascara because I feel like I look insane. Like the faces you make when putting on mascara, like you're just like this, and it's like, girl, back up. Like, you're too close. Okay, do the other eye, and then we're done with mascara. Now, one of the things I do want to add to my routine is black eyeliner for my waterline. I feel like that would make my eyes pop so much more, so I am looking to getting that. I'll probably just get a Sephora brand because Sephora is very inexpensive. But now, ooh, lashes look good. Okay, I think now we're going with the powder blush. This I just got recently. It is the Juvia's Place in volume 4. I have been looking for this for months and it's been sold out everywhere. Finally got my hands on it when I randomly went to Ulta, and y'all, like, when I tell y'all, this is so pigmented. Like, you cannot play with this right here. Either color, it doesn't matter. It is so pigmented, which is why I was saying I've been using this brush for a lot. Let me actually get a napkin because, oof. So I've been using this brush for a lot, and it is just so pigmented that I will literally take a napkin, y'all can see it's starting to be pink, and I will just aggressively rub. And as you can see, can y'all see that? It's getting so pink. That's from this blush. I'm obsessed with this blush. I love the pigment, especially for us melanated queens, people with darker skin. Like this eats. This is where it's at, most definitely. But you have to be very careful with how you use it, because it can make you look like a clown real fast. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, you will have just like 2 sort of big dots. So I just aggressively rubbed it. Do y'all see all that product that could have went on my face, making me look like a clown? Yeah. And then I turn the napkin around and I do it one more time. I've been doing this before I apply the blush, just to help out with me controlling how much I'm putting on my face, if that makes sense. So yeah, we're gonna throw that away in a second. But the way I like to do this, I don't know, y'all, because I already have a lot of blush on. Like, I have a lot. I'm taking my skin tint brush and we're just blending it out the tiniest bit more, because it looks like a lot right now, and it's from that brush. So we're just gonna blend it. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if y'all can tell the difference, but it's definitely just blending it out a little bit more, giving me more of a blank canvas to work with, or more of a prepped canvas, I should say, because we did already put blush on. So how I like to use this, and I try to be so careful, I actually need like a real mirror, hold on, to use. Let's open up my mirror here so I can see, because I'm telling y'all, the first time I used this, I had to wipe it all off and start over. This product is not to be played with. Okay, yeah, I have a decent amount of blush on. If you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking in my mirror, because I need to be sure that this actually looks good, because I'm filming. Okay, this can't be looking crazy. It has to look good for the girls. So I'm blending it out a lot more. Again, using the skin tint brush. I think I will actually use my concealer blush, put just the tiniest bit that's left on there, and then blend it, because that Cali Ray is not that pigmented. I'm telling you guys, it's because it mixed with this blush already. So you don't want to have too much on, even though, like I told you, I have blush blindness, which I do. I just don't want too much on. Okay, that is usually how I would look with just the Cali Ray, especially since I use so little of the Cali Ray, because the Cali Ray is pigmented, don't get me wrong, but that was just a little too crazy. Okay, so that's usually how I would look. Tiniest flush of pink, right? I use the lighter one first. Again, you gotta be careful with this brush. Like, this brush is not coming to play. I use the light one, I dab just like that a few times, y'all can see it on there, and then I smile. This goes right on the apple of my cheeks, and I will like blend it out the tiniest bit. Now for the light one, you can go, I feel like for my skin tone, I can go a little heavy-handed with it, because I need more for the lighter one to actually pop up on my skin. But for the darker one, that's where I have to be careful. But the lighter one, I'm perfectly fine with going a little heavy-handed. So that's kind of how that looks. I just keep it right here, and then I go the tiniest bit out. And then I just do the same on the other side. But yes, I do mix my blushes. As you can see, I'm going to use 3. The 2 from the powder, and then I just use the liquid. I love using different blushes and just like combining different blushes. I feel like it just gives you it can give you so many different looks depending on how you layer it, where you place it. Like, it's just so nice overall. And then I do circular motions to blend it in with everything. All right, this is looking good. A little bit of a harsh line right there. There we go. This is how I look right now. Boom, right? I'm going to use the back of my hand and do the same thing that I was doing on the napkin. Now we're gonna go on with the darker one. This is the darker one on the top here. This one, I literally just, boom, that's it. That's it. And then I just smile again, place it where I want it. Blend just a little bit. And then I do the same on the other side. Now, like I said, I love blush. So if you don't want to use this much, that's perfectly fine. You do not have to. I'm not forcing you. I do use my concealer brush to correct any mistakes. Sometimes when I'm blending, especially with a big brush like a buffing, it can be hard sometimes to keep it where you want it. So I use that's just correct. I go in with my skin tint. I go all over my blush just to make sure it's blending in with everything nicely. Not necessarily trying to take any blush off, just want to make sure it's nice and seamless, like no harsh lines. I blended it right, it looks good. Then I'm going to take a napkin and I just swipe right here. And y'all see how that blush it came off? Because I don't want my blush all the way here. I kind of just want it here. But like I said, sometimes when I'm blending with such a big brush, it can be hard to keep it placed where I want it. So I just wipe where my sideburns are, get all that blush off, go in with my skin tint brush, and then I will just blend right where I just wiped off. Make sure there's no, because I did just put powder on my face earlier like y'all saw, so want to make sure you're the same color all around. And boom, that's pretty much what my blush looks like. Again, I know it's a lot. You do not have to use this much, and it's a lot of blending too when you're using this many blushes, so be prepared for an arm workout. Okay, all right y'all, the last thing is my lip combo. As for my lip combo, we are going to start with some liner, of course. First off, wipe your lips. Your lips have to be really dry, especially if you use a liner. So I wipe it off with my finger. You can use a napkin as well. Like if I'm wearing gloss or aquaphor or something, I'll make sure I use a napkin, but I made sure I didn't put anything on because I knew I was filming. But lip liners time. This is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Limitless Brown. I love Makeup Forever. This I have used before, but I used it in their Extreme, which is waterproof. This time I just got the regular because why not? It was a little bit cheaper, and I don't necessarily need it to be waterproof because I'm fine with it coming off when I eat. So yeah, it is sharp and it's new, as y'all can see. Look at how long this pencil is. But I'm just gonna line my lips. Now here, line your lips however you want, but the way I line my lips, I don't know if y'all can see, I have a very prominent line around my lips, like very prominent, and I just use that as a guide to line. I don't overline, I don't underline, I go right where my lips stop. So hold on, let me show you. Right here, you can see right there, that's where my lips stop, right here. So that's where I line, and that's all I do. So let's line my lips real quick. Okay, I also go very light-handed in case I make mistakes, because it's just easier to wipe off when you go very light-handed. And then once I have my shape, I go back over it and make it darker. Okay, y'all, so those are what my lips look like lined. Super cute. Next thing I'm going to go in with is my NYX Butter Gloss. This is in Lava Cake, I believe, and I use this to reline my lips just with the gloss. So I'm going to follow that same line that I just made just with my gloss. I take most of the product off the brush, again, just in case I make any mistakes. It's just way easier to wipe off when you don't have much product. And then I just line again. Alright, you guys, so those are what my lips look like. They are lined. They have the brown gloss. Now I'm just going to blend it. For blending, I do not smear my lips. I just like that. And I just do that over and over. You can definitely move them a little bit. So that's kind of how what they look like. Now, whenever I line my top lip, the brown goes pretty far down, so I have to take a Q-tip and just kind of, ooh, that was an accident. Okay, and I just have to wipe it out to create like a blank space again, because that's where the pink is gonna go. And you don't want one lip to be like so uneven. Right here. Okay, so that's pretty much what it looks like blended, and then I wiped it off. So when I make this face, you can definitely see where I wiped off, and that's where the pink is gonna go. So for the pink, this is a new pickup. I have been obsessed with this. I saw someone on YouTube, I can't remember who I saw on YouTube use this, but I saw them and I was like, oh, I need this. Like, it's so cute. This is the Huda Beauty, am I saying that right? Huda? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Huda Beauty faux filler. This is in the color U baby. It's 3 U's, like the letter U. Yeah, and it is so cute. Now, one thing that the girl said in the YouTube video I was watching is that it doubles as your pink gloss, but also your clear gloss on top. Like, you can use it as both. And that's what I've been doing recently in my lip combos, and I've been loving it. This is the color of it. It's just super nice and just such a nice baby pink. So what I'll do is take that product, I put it right in the center of my top and bottom lip. For this, I do use a pretty good amount because I want you to see that pink color, so I use more product. Blend it out real good. I pout my lips a lot when I do my lip combo because it helps me see. So don't mind that. Okay. And that's pretty much my lip combo, brown and pink. These are really the only 3 things I've been using recently. And I have just been obsessed. Making sure you can see my little Cupid's bow. And yeah, that is so cute, y'all. That's literally my makeup. I'm gonna put this stuff away and then I'm gonna show y'all what I use to set my face. Okay, queens, to set my face, I use the One Size setting spray. Shake it up real good before I use it. I have been obsessed with this makeup look. It's not even a full beat at all, but it just looks so good. And like I said, this takes me, it can literally take me less than 10 minutes to do when I'm not filming. So super quick and easy, super fast. And yeah, y'all, that stuff is woo. What is in this? Oh Lord. Don't get me wrong, y'all, I love this stuff, but like, sheesh, that just like almost took me out. But yeah, y'all, I love this stuff. It keeps my makeup on for a while. Looks really good on my skin. And this is pretty much the finished look. And that's, yeah, that's all I do, girl. That's literally it. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed watching me do my makeup for class and just get ready in general. Let me know if you want more makeup videos or just more so get ready with me's. I don't do many. I just stick more to vlogs, but let me know because I definitely can. I hope y'all enjoyed watching this video. Let me know what makeup products you use because Black Friday's coming up and I'm trying to be on all these deals, okay? But I love you, but Jesus loves you more. Like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my future videos. Bye.